Hi there, I'm Annie McCubbin.
And I'm David.
And we'll be working with you next week on your pitching and public speaking skills.
For the last 20 years, we've been helping people in business communicate the value of their ideas, their strategies, products and services.
Some of the most common obstacles that people must overcome are emotional. Emotions generated by uncertainty, fear of rejection, imposter syndrome.
Yes, emotions themselves aren't the villain. Emotion in communication is natural. In fact, emotion is often present in very persuasive communication. But there's a danger that emotion can overwhelm, leading to speaking too quickly or apologetically or freezing so as to prevent speaking entirely.
It's virtually impossible to control what you feel, but you can control what you do.
So the way to get onto the right side of these emotions is to know what you want to do to your audience, what you will say to do that, and to know that what you're going to say makes sense, is compelling and persuasive.
And that's why it's good to work on pitches and presentation, and even better to rehearse them in the right way, to think about the entire persuasive argument and build an unforgettable narrative using structure, metaphor, and the right detail at the right moment.
Yes, structure is so important. A well-structured narrative will outperform a random one. Effective structure meets your audience where they are. It doesn't assume that they're interested in you or care about you, but it maximizes your chances of sparking interest and making them care.
Many years ago, we created the card structure. It helps you take all your thoughts and insights and data and organize them so you get your story straight.
We're going to fast-track your ability to use cards by providing access to an AI tool that we developed on the ChatGPT platform. It's the COUP Communication Consultant, or CCC for short.
Now, a word of caution or reassurance. We're not providing this to write your pitch for you. This is your idea, your innovation, and your values and insights that have inspired it.
We're providing access to the GPT to help you explore how the card structure can help you get clear on your core narrative and the strategy behind it and the psychological actions that you will play to have the desired impact on your audience.
So we hope that's clear. Using the CCC is about exploration and getting clear on your core argument. You don't need to use it, but we reckon you'll discover a few useful ideas.
In the workshop, we want to work with your actual pictures. I mean, perhaps you finished it, perhaps you're still working on it.
Either way, please have something ready to deliver so we can focus on building your performance skills.
I'm about to do an example of a sample chat with the CCC that demonstrates how to use it. You can use the same prompts to get started with your innovation. Keep working with the CCC until you've got what you want. Now, for this example, I've imagined an online service aimed at supporting new parents. Look, it's a half-baked idea, so don't be too concerned by the substance of this idea. I'm simply giving you an idea of what the CCC can do for you and your innovation. So, to speed up the process, I'll show you the detail of a chat that took about 10 minutes. I'll describe the thinking behind each prompt and show what the CCC responded with. If you follow the link that was provided in the email, it'll take you to here, the COUP Communication Consultant. For this chat, I started off with this prompt. I want to pitch an innovative idea to investors. What do you need to know from me? Now, again, to cut down on time, I'll show you the one that I prepared earlier, or at least this was the conversation that I had with the CCC earlier, and I think it's this tab here. Yeah, here we are. So this was my first first prompt. I want to pitch an innovative idea to investors. What do you need to know? And then it responded with these questions. For a strong, persuasive pitch, we want to know the target audience. We want to know the problem and the context. What's the vision and the aim? What's the unique selling proposition? What are the decisive actions? And investor appeal. So, once I share those details, it will revert with some ideas. So these were the answers that I put in. And again, as I said, this is a half-baked idea, but I wanted to provide just enough to show you how the GPT will respond. So target audience, I said, have a look at the Techstars website. I could have put it in there, techstars.com, I think it is. Look, I'll be pitching to investors to be part of the accelerator program. So that's who my target audience is. Problem and context. So this is where I came up with an idea. My innovation is aimed at young parents. So, context. The addition of a first child can be confronting, can be isolating for young parents, especially when one or both parents are working. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but in modern life we don't live in villages, we need to create them. Who can you trust? And this is it. Ourvillage.co is the name of the sample innovation. It solves that problem by giving new parents the resources and connections to engage with trusted providers, from professionals to background-checked volunteer carers, support providers, even playmates. It doesn't save parents time and money, it will also save their sanity. So you can actually use your own language when prompting the GPT. Doesn't just save time and money, it will preserve their sanity, and it will pick up these ideas and inform your pitch with that kind of vernacular. Okay, so the vision. I find that the GPTs are actually kind of forgiving. I missed out the word the vision. The vision for ourvillage.co is it becomes the first choice and trusted source of information for young parents in every territory that we make it available. So this is introducing the idea that it's a territory-based idea. We want the service to be recommended by prenatal care providers. Okay, again, you could put in a lot more detail than that, but those were the ideas that were top of mind. The unique selling point or proposition. Okay, so this idea is worth betting on because we have first mover advantage. And data shows that when you crack the early childhood market with an offer that is seen as essential, it's easy to scale. This will be a fast-growing business with a continual pipeline of customers, young parents, entering our market. So that's my ideas on the USP, and my answer to question number 5, which is the development plan. The development roadmap is as follows. We have created a minimum viable product that is ready to be introduced and launched to a pilot community, in this case the northern beaches of Sydney. Now in this moment, I hadn't finished answering the question and I hit enter. And what happened was that the GPT actually just took that information and came up with this response. I could have given more information about the development plan, and I certainly could have given some information about the investor appeal, what's in it for investors. But I accidentally didn't do that. So you'll answer the questions and you'll get an even better response than this one. Now, this is what I got back. It gives you a little bit of commentary on the pitch, and then you get context, you get the strategic thinking, here we go, the strategic thinking about the context that it creates, and it also talks about the psychological action. So context, this is probably something like what I might be saying. This might be the story. The strategic thinking anchors that context in something that you are doing, something strategic that you are doing to your audience, and that thing that you are doing is the psychological action that you are playing. So let's just see how this plays out. So context. Young parents today face an isolating experience when a new child enters the family, especially when balancing work and family. The age-old, it takes a village to raise a child, feels far from the reality of today's fast-paced, fragmented urban environment where young parents often lack a trusted support network. This isolation isn't just stressful. It can lead to burnout and other challenges in child rearing. The demand for a community-focused solution that connects parents with trusted caregivers, got that, verified service providers, and even vetted volunteer carers is pressing. Enter ourvillage.co, the platform built to become that village, providing young parents with access to a safe, reliable, and sanity-saving network right at their fingertips. Okay, so at this point, you read that context and you go, okay, has the GPT got it? You know, does that feel authentic? Does it feel like the sort of context that I believe to be at the foundation of this idea? If not, you can say where you give it feedback. You know, the context needs to be more like this or less like this. I want you to include these thoughts. I want you to take these thoughts out. You give it that feedback and then it does another version for you. The strategic thinking about the context that it's provided. Setting the context around isolation experienced by young parents brings investors into the emotional core of the issue while establishing the practical need for the solution. Okay, so when you look at this, you're going, okay, does that feel like a sound strategy? Does that feel right? If it does, proceed. If it doesn't, give feedback. Get that right. Psychological action. What's the psychological action that we're playing at this moment? Well, we want to engage them. We want to engage those investors by validating the gap in the market and validating the struggles of the target audience, new parents, before we introduce how it's going to fulfill that need. So that's context. So then it gives you sample aim. Our aim is that it becomes the go-to platform. I won't take you through all of this. You can freeze the video and have a look at the detail that we've got here if you are interested. But as you can see, we have an articulation of what we are aiming to achieve. We aspire to make our village.co a household name. You know, imagine a future where it is the default choice for parents who want to build their village. So the strategic thinking, the aim is to paint that desirable, clear and attainable future that aligns with the Techstars' interest in scalable, impactful and innovative projects. What's the psychological action? To inspire belief. And it's to inspire belief in the platform's transformative potential. And again, you know, you're looking at these ideas that the GPT are generating, and again, if they're right, proceed. If they're not, get a correction underway by giving it feedback. The reason, why should it succeed? Again, look, you know, freeze the video if you'd like to see what's there. Strategic thinking, psychological action, and then the decisive action. We've developed a minimal viable product. During the pilot, we'll do this. You know, we plan to leverage these things. Okay, so the strategic thinking is we want to show that this is clear and actionable and it is pragmatic in terms of moving things forward. The psychological action, we want to build their confidence. Build their confidence by reassuring them that this is practical and that it's in place to allow, you know, aggressive growth. And then finally we have support. Okay, so the support that we're asking for, we would like to invite investment partners who are ready to back this. All right, so what's missing in this support is the idea of just getting the next meeting. Yeah, and this is very sound rationale for what you're trying to do with the pitch. You know, they're not going to sign a check based on what you say here and now in this moment. What you want to do is to get to that next meeting. And that's not covered in the response from the GPT. So what I've got, okay, I've asked them to create a 2-minute pitch that is based on that approach, okay? And so it does that. Good morning. Picture this, young couple. You know, let's give them names. They're both working full time. They've just brought home their first baby. They're thrilled, over the moon, but they're also feeling isolated and overwhelmed. So you can see that there's some storytelling going on here. Our aim is to become their resource, our reason. The demand's huge. The decisive action, we're underway. We just need to keep going. So the invitation is to join us. Right. It's good. This is my feedback. This is good, but I want you to please provide another draft that concludes the pitch with an invitation to have a meeting. So it's going, yep, thank you very much. Here's a revised draft. And I'll do this at performance pitch, and it'll give you a sense of what can be delivered inspired by a pitch like this. So I will say, good morning. Imagine this, young couple, both working full-time. They've just brought home their first baby. They're thrilled, but they're also overwhelmed and isolated. In an ideal world, they'd have a village of support, trusted people they can rely on. But in modern society, that village has all but disappeared. They're left navigating it on their own, and it's taking a toll on their well-being, their finances, and it's even taking a toll on their relationship. Well, that's where our village.co comes in. We're here to create that village, giving young parents instant access to trusted providers, verified caregivers, and supportive families nearby, all from one secure platform. Our aim is to make our village.co the go-to resource for new parents seeking trustworthy community-based support. We want every parent to feel connected and confident, no matter where they live. Imagine this platform being recommended by prenatal caregivers as the essential tool for building a reliable network right from the start. Okay, the reason. Why would we do this? Why is this going to succeed? Why will our village.co succeed? Because the demand is real and it's only growing. Every day, more families are looking for solutions that fill the gap in support. And with our first mover advantage, we're primed to lead this market. Trust is everything for new parents, and our village.co provides that peace of mind, saving time, reducing stress, and even preserving their sanity. Decisive action. We've already developed a minimum viable product and it's ready for pilot launch in the northern beaches of Sydney. The initial rollout will allow us to refine the platform based on real user data. It'll strengthen our local partnerships and set the foundation for scalable growth. With Techstars support, we'll expand region by region, creating a platform that parents and communities everywhere can trust. So here's our invitation. Let's talk about how village.co can make a lasting impact in early childhood support. We'd love to set up a meeting to discuss how Techstars can be part of the journey to bring the village back to modern parenthood. Thank you, and I look forward to continuing the conversation.
So there it is. We encourage you to experiment with the CCC to extend your thinking about your innovation and experience, how the card structure can work for you.
We look forward to workshopping with your pitches and helping you have the impact that you want.
See you next week.
Bye for now.